If you really want to play with carbon, but you don't want to pay a lot, let me introduce you to the Selkirk Halo Paris Todd edition. I've been playing with this paddle for several weeks, and let me take just a few minutes to tell you what I like, what I don't like, how it plays, and the difference between this specific Halo edition compared to the goldish brown ones that you see on the court a lot, and most importantly, the price. I like the grip on this paddle. It's comfortable. It's got enough cushion without overdoing it, and it is very defined in the shape on the edges, so it's easy for me to tell exactly where my hand needs to be when I'm hitting the different shots. I much prefer Selkirk's Max configuration, a little bit wider head, a little bit more surface space, just a tiny bit shorter grip. But this Paris Todd edition only comes in the XL, which is the elongated paddle head. So I had to get used to that a little bit. I'm sure lots of people prefer this configuration, so you'll love it, but it is not available in the Max. Typically these days, you tend to find paddles that are control paddles, or they are on the other end of the spectrum and they're power paddles. It's kind of rare these days to find a decent hybrid paddle that merges everything together. And that's why I like this Paris Todd Halo edition. There are other Halos out there, like I said, with the kind of brownish, goldish bronze trim. And I see those a lot on the court. Those come either in power or in control. This is a hybrid. It's a hybrid with the thickness, which still gives you the vibration dampening and the softer touch of a control paddle, but it gives you that crisp pop and the power so that you can drive whenever you need to or want to, but the control elements that will allow you to dink and give you better placement and precision. If we take a look on the Selkirk website, you'll see that the weight of this paddle, the thickness of the core, and several other elements are more of a hybrid. And Selkirk even gives a scale on their paddles, so you can see you get a really tight control paddle that's going to pull back on your power quite a bit, and it gives you this scale so you can judge what you're going to do. And this one falls right in the middle pretty much, so I love that I can get both elements and the carbon finish with the extra spin and handling that carbon is famous for. I loved playing with this paddle. It was easy to adjust to, and it did give me that nice crisp pop. Part of the way that I play is with sound, so I really love that I know I've connected solidly with the ball when I hear that nice crisp pop out of the paddle. But it also had the control elements, and about the only time that I could tell a real difference in this paddle was with my backhand. And there I was having to punch it a little bit harder. I was having to hit a little bit harder or swing a little bit harder than I normally would with a straight power paddle. It wasn't a lot, but that part did take a little getting used to for me. How much is the Selkirk Halo Paris Todd edition? I think you're going to be pleased because it comes in well under $200 at $140. To sum it up, it's an awesome paddle. This paddle plays every bit as well as some paddles that I've reviewed that cost $200 or more. It is very well made. It's thoughtful in its features so that you can get everything you need out of this paddle. This is tape that I've put on. This is just white tape. I also will leave links below for all kinds of different tape in the big rolls that are cheaper to buy long term than the smaller rolls, and lots more colors are available. Also, I'll show you where I get my customized paddle bands that you can even order one at a time, but if you love them, you can absolutely get dozens and dozens for your paddle battle team, your club, or whatever group you want to have them for. These earrings are made by a friend of mine, and I'll leave a link to her Etsy store below. And then I also want you to check out my pickleball t-shirts on Zazzle, and there's a link for that below as well. I'm Karen Thaxton with Live the Pickleball Life. If you're looking to get into carbon, but you don't want to pay $200, $300, I highly recommend this Selkirk Halo Paris Todd edition. So let's take it out on the court and run it around a little bit, and I'll show you what it can do.